The reading is from Matthew chapter 18, beginning at verse 15. If another member of the church sins against you, go and point out the fault when the two of you are alone. If the member listens to you, you have regained that one. But if you are not listened to, take one or two others along with you, so that every word may be confirmed by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. If the member refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if the offender refuses to listen even to the church, let such a one be to you as a Gentile and a tax collector. Truly, I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Again, truly, I tell you, if 2 of you agree on earth about anything you ask, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there among them. Like most people, I don't set out to hurt or upset anyone. I know that I have a weakness for making facetious comments that some people find funny, but make some people feel uncomfortable. I try to be aware of people's reactions and make amends if I've misjudged them or the situation. It's natural for all of us to think that we are right, especially when we meant no harm. I recognise the tendency to think that it's not my fault if someone else doesn't like what I've said, and the temptation to feel that I can't be responsible for what someone else is feeling. In public life, we've become familiar with non-apologies that show little remorse from the person making them, but put the onus on the person who is objecting to what they've done. Last year, the Home Secretary said after an investigation concluded that she had bullied members of her staff, "I'm sorry that my behaviour has upset people, and I've never intentionally set out to upset anyone." I don't think that will have reassured anyone working in her department that she won't continue to bully them or that she will behave any differently. Jesus advised, if another member of the church sins against you, go and point out that fault when the 2 of you are alone. Admitting we've done something wrong is challenging, but it's also hard to tell someone what they've done wrong to you and to do it in a way that helps to make things right between you. I don't like it if someone picks me up on my mistakes and doesn't care how that makes me feel. And I can't help wondering how they'd like to be on the receiving end of someone else's criticism. And yes, a lot of the time it is kinder to accept each other's shortcomings graciously. We may even come to realise that people who behave differently from us are a gift to be thankful for, rather than a problem to be fixed. But of course there are times, and I'm sure this is what Jesus had in mind, when someone has done something that is so serious that it would be wrong to ignore it. We're not talking probably about something that should involve the police, but something that is still damaging to them or to you. Whenever we have to tackle a difficult situation with someone, when we may provoke a strong reaction from them, it is essential that we should ourselves be as calm as possible. We know that if we go in all guns blazing, we'll just make the other person feel threatened and they'll defend themselves in whatever way seems necessary to them. If they think we're attacking them, then they'll feel justified in retaliating and will have made a difficult situation even worse. By becoming calm ourselves, we can speak clearly and bring some calm to the situation. It will lead to a better outcome if we identify what our real concern is and say what it makes us feel and indicate what we want the other person to do about it. The aim must be to help the other person to see why I have a problem with their behaviour and to enlist their help in resolving the issue. But then how far do we have to go if someone won't listen to us, won't take seriously our concern, and is unwilling to try to make things right? Well, Jesus said if they won't listen to us, then we can involve other people at that stage. And ultimately, if they still won't listen, we have to distance ourselves from them. But those steps are not to be taken lightly, and they certainly shouldn't be our first response when we have a problem with someone. As Jesus says, we need to go and talk to them. It asks a lot to listen to someone else's grievance against us without being defensive or wanting to strike back. It also takes a lot to tell someone why you feel aggrieved respectfully and compassionately. Christians aspire to do both because we follow Jesus, who has shown us how to love one another as he loves us, and taught us to pray for forgiveness for our mistakes as we forgive those who do wrong to us.